All right, well, welcome monsters, and welcome to another very special live episode of the House of Delusion, your go-to Lady Gaga podcast. As you know, I'm Billy, and today the trio are back and here to help me dive into the latest news, rumors, and theories surrounding Lady Gaga and LG7. This is the second live episode, which will be unedited, unfiltered, and completely unserious. We're streaming from our House of Delulu stage channel and are joined by some of our faithful members who will be interacting throughout the show. So feel free to chat along with the other Delulus, and we will address comments and questions at random.
Happy week, I guess. I'm Kyle. Hi. So if you were here for the last episode, I screwed it up because my computer did not have enough storage to keep the recording. So there is no recording for the last episode, and I feel bad about that. Anyway, Bling, say hi.
Don't feel bad. Technology is unpredictable. Hi, everybody. It's Bling. As everyone knows, we had a super busy week, and Gaga's TikTok sent the fandom into chaos. We had countless leaks and insiders coming forward, and even Vogue magazine teasing Gaga's return. So I'm as perched as you guys are, and we have a surprise for you towards the end of the show.
I cannot wait. We do have a lot to cover, but before we dive in, don't forget to join the conversation on our social media channels. You can follow us on Twitter by searching for @House of Delulu. On YouTube is also House of Delusion. And join our community on Discord, of course. For the YouTube folks, it's discord.gg/House of Delulu. Now, let's kick things off with the latest Gaga news and rumors before we dive into Bling's tea.
Quick question. Can anyone hear the fact that my neighbor is playing the flute?
No.
Good. Okay. Just checking before we get too into it, and then people are like, why do I only hear like do 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 do?
Yeah. By the way, you guys, this is completely live, so anything can happen. My cat will probably be jumping in here. Cal's neighbor will probably be playing the flute, and Billy's dogs will probably end up doing something. And so, Billy, we're good on OBS, right?
Yep, everything's all good right now.
That's what I thought last time too, but okay, yeah.
So we've had 2 attempts to record information regarding the Die With a Smile lead up and release. And it seems the universe just doesn't want us to release this information. So we're really quick just going to do a quick recap of stuff that was in those episodes. So essentially it was just Bruno and Gaga teasing back and forth, surprise release of Die With a Smile, announcement, release, music video, and debut performance was all in one day, so it was a crazy day. We had a reaction here on the server. My personal reaction was the song at first was okay, and then when I saw the music video, had a total breakdown, was super in love with Gaga, and I played it on repeat for a very long time, but I'm definitely ready for LG7. Anyone else want to contribute to that?
Yeah, like I've said multiple times now, I did not like it when I first heard it, because 1, I'm a basic gay, and 2, I heard it through Discord, and so it did not help any matters at all.
My botched Spotify.
Yeah, which just like to pause every 5 to 6 seconds randomly. Yeah, made a great first impression. But then after I kind of got over myself, I got into the more of like the interesting musicality of the song and the fact that it's built off of 7th chords and the hitting the major chord before the second chorus, and I thought that was weird. So I like it more, I guess, academically than I do personally, but it's doing great, so work.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Cal there. Initially, I didn't really connect with the song. I do appreciate it for what it is there, and I love it. It sounds like an amazing song, but my connection with it is just, I think maybe because I'm in just LG7 mode, waiting for all these months. It's kind of the opposite of what we expect LG7 to be. So in another timeline where LG7 was already out, or we didn't know it was coming soon, I would probably be in love with the song. But for now, I'm kind of just like, yes, this is cool, but where's LG7?
Yeah.
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 100%. Was there anything else in that episode that we didn't? I feel like it was just Die with a Smile stuff, right?
Mostly.
So, does anyone want to start with the TikTok that started all of this chaos?
Well, that was you two, so I'll let you guys take that.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. You can tell we really know who's going to say what. So we've had our last podcast here, which got botched, but that's okay. And basically, for everyone here live, nearly immediately after our last podcast, we like closed it out and moved back into like the main chat area, and then Gaga immediately dropped the TikTok where she said, "When I fantasize about dropping all my new music at once."
It was like 20 minutes after our podcast. It was crazy.
And we had fun for like an hour being like, oh my God, does Gaga's team have a representative in our server? And they just decided to drop that like right after we were done. And like we were unhinged for a little while there. And of course
Shocker.
people were like, oh my God, it's coming. Oh my God. And she's doing this weird Die with a Smile dance in her flower dress and black hair in her kitchen. And
thank you, Last Pop Icon.
Yes. So if you're here, Last Pop Icon just posted it in the chat. And the camera goes in a circle. And people were like, oh, can we see something LG7 related as a hint in the background as it's turning around her? And it was chaos.
Yeah, it's like when you're in a chat and it's just there's so many messages going through, it's like the chaos is just building and we're like, is she about to surprise release it? Like, what does this mean? Like, this is the first time she's kind of like done a post with her black hair as far as like video, other than the Die with a Smile piano thing. And I mean, she looks great. It was like witchy vibes. So yeah, it was pure chaos.
Yeah, and then the next day, on Twitter at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the dot, YouTube Music Twitter account posted, "At Lady Gaga, you don't understand. We need LG7." That was like a scheduled post. It seemed weird.
Yeah. That was weird, right? Because it was like 10 on the dot, and YouTube Music, like, that's so random. Like, do they tweet other artists? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just trying to be like pretending to be a stan account for the clout there and stuff, but as we've seen over the years, but who knows?
Okay, so moving on. So as we all know, one thing that I didn't mention was last week or the week before, it was announced that there were going to be these Die with a Smile pop-up shops internationally. With all of these TVs and they're broadcasting, I guess, the music video 24 hours a day, right? So several TikToks over the last week have come through saying the same thing this post I'm about to say says. Basically, the TVs are showing splices or like little quick clips of hashtag LG7, quote, "Mother is back," and also some mannequins with lifeguard vests. Only a couple people have come forward with this, and there's no video, I think, because you can't use your phone or something. So yeah, so we don't know if people are just playing a prank on us or what, but it's definitely interesting. What do you guys think?
I feel like no one else has really corroborated that information yet. We haven't seen any videos, and we haven't really seen anything else other than those initial statements. So I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you would think multiple people would have said that.
Yeah, like saying "Mother is back." I mean, it sounds cool, but I don't know.
Keep in mind, though, we thought Gaga Returns was fan fiction, and then it turns out she actually used that. So,
is she returning though?
well, I'm referring to before the Chromatica Ball film. Someone had come forward saying they had seen the last bit of the movie, and it said Gaga, it flashed Gaga returns in LG7, and we all were like, "This is fan fiction. Like, why is someone making this up?" And then it turns out it was true.
Oh yeah, the Reddit member, right?
Yeah, and then someone in our Discord, it was Tyler actually in our Discord. Shout out to Tyler who shared me a video way back when.
Good job, Tyler.
Good job, Tyler.
Yeah, but also speaking of Die With a Smile, it reached number 1 on the Spotify global charts and number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. So
it did.
Yeah, so Cal, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that there.
Right. So I mean, mostly what I track as a stan is Spotify. I know, there's streaming and there's physical purchasing and then there's radio airplay. Mostly what I care about is Spotify because that's what I have and that's what I use. So what I can say about Spotify in particular is that Die With a Smile has been on top of the worldwide Spotify charts for a week as of today, the day that this episode is being recorded. A full week at number 1, 7 days. As of today, Lady Gaga has shot up to be the number 10 most played artist on Spotify. She just beat out Eminem as of this morning. And Die With a Smile has already surpassed 100 million streams on Spotify since its release like 2 weeks ago or so. And it's set to outperform the lifetime streams of Marry the Night either today or tomorrow, which is insane. It's really only going to get further into other main album single territory as we go forward. So if I check this chart that I have in front of me really quick, right, so as of the numbers we had yesterday, it's at 113.6 million streams. Do What You Want with R. Kelly, which was taken off of streaming, was at 120 million when it was removed. Marry the Night is at 122.4. Government Hookers at 126.7. And eventually GUI is at 135.1. So within the next couple days, if it keeps getting 9 to 10 million per day, it'll surpass all of those within like 24 to 36 hours, which is insane. And it's so popular that on the 28th of August, a couple days ago, Die With a Smile outstreamed the next most popular 25 songs in Gaga's discography combined. So DWAS Unfiltered was 10,011,802 streams. And then Poker Face, Judas, Always Remember Us This Way, Shallow, Bad Romance, Just Dance, Paparazzi, Telephone, Bloody Mary, Applause, Love Game, Alejandro, Rain on Me, Born This Way, Million Reasons, Hold My Hand, Government Hooker, Edge of Glory, Monster, Heavy Metal Lover, I'll Never Love Again Film, I'll Never Love Again Extended, Americano, Sour Candy, and Stupid Love, 25, combined, got 9,990,696 streams. So that all of that is to say, it's doing very well.
That's what I got from that.
Also, fun fact that I read this morning, Million Reasons is currently outstreaming Woman's World. So, there you go.
That's amazing.
See, I'm not even a fan of Million Reasons, but I still think that's appropriate. I think the Queen should outstream Women's World, but
Queen is so underrated.
A little ways away from that. I think we're still a little ways away from that.
Yeah. But Bling, do you want to talk about the Blue Fire stuff there?
Yes. So, kudos to Die With a Smile. We all love it, but I think the chart success is definitely deserved, but I think we're all ready to move forward, right? So, this week started really interesting. So, Monday, I log into Gaga Daily, and there is a user there named Bluefire. And this member, I had seen them post before, but I didn't read into it at all. But basically, this member quoted themselves from a July 17th post stating, album October, no lead single. So that was the July 17th post. Their new post said everything's changed. The album will be released before. Announcement is imminent. So of course I'm freaking out, right? So I click on this member and I see they joined May 21st or something. They barely posted. And I only bring that up because sometimes there's been stuff that's come out, like actual factual information, and the only stuff that they're posting is facts, right? They're not like interacting with anyone. They're not trying to get attention. And so I immediately reached out to my source, and I can't really remember what happened. I can't remember if I sent them a screenshot or if they reached out to me, but basically the two things were the same, was that things had changed this past weekend. And basically the information that I received was, quote, "It's coming sooner than we think. The label is pushing because of Die With A Smile success." And also that Joker and LG7 promo was overlapping. So since everything is ready, they are making it happen sooner. And lastly, on Monday, the track list moved from subject to change to locked 16 hours ago. So that would have been on Sunday. So Blue Fire. So I messaged Blue Fire and I was like, because other people were dragging them and saying they were fake or whatever. So I messaged them and I was like, hey, I think you're reliable because you had the album release date, the same one that I had. So can you tell me anything else? I just want to say that you guys get further with sugar than honey or whatever the fuck it is. So like, if someone is spilling, I would encourage you to message them and just be nice and see what happens, because that's the only way I got information. And you never know like who has a connection, who doesn't. So basically I asked if they had any more information, and they said, quote, "Consequences of a Metal Heart, not album title, enjoy music." So I don't know if that's a lyric, a song title, whatever. They also stated they don't know the exact date, but they were told the announcement was imminent, triggering word, and they think it's the first week of September. Lastly, quote, "It's amazing what's in store for this new era. Gaga returns makes a lot of sense."
And then,
so what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I would like to see it.
Yeah, it corroborates what you've been saying and what you've been being fed. But yeah, they've also said a lot of things back from May too, but I don't quite remember off the top of my head what they were going off about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't even entertain someone else if it didn't line up with stuff that I had said, and stuff that I didn't say publicly. For example, like there was someone on ATRL who I'm not going to name because they said not to, who spilled information that I hadn't told anyone. So that's how I knew that they had actual information. Or there's just widespread trolling going globally, and all of these people are receiving the incorrect information. That's possible.
Well, that wouldn't be your fault. That would be Interscope's fault. They would be doing the planting of information.
Right.
So
I was hyped. So I let everyone know, like, I believe this person, this is what's happening. And then the very next day, Babylon Hooker, who we all know previously was considered somewhat reliable, and then on August 7th had come into the Gaga Daily forums and said, quote, "I'm sorry, but it's not coming. The sooner you accept it, the better your mental health will be. I do." So, I'm sorry.
That sent us, well, we didn't.
I mean, I was like, I was not moving because it was just so. I was like, way to ruin your credibility. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, you messaged me, and I think we were laughing about it. We're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's just it's interesting. But okay, so they said that on August 7th. So the day after Blue Fire came forward, Babylon Hooker comes into the forums and says, just got a confirmation from Universal Music Group, Gaga, in all caps, is coming. Lead single is Imminent. So now we have two people coming forward saying this is happening.
Yep.
Pause for reaction.
Imminent. Pause for
Yeah,
applause.
I've been saying on the server, there's a lot of people whose first language is not English, and they've had to learn the word imminent in this very traumatic way. And I'm so sorry for all of you. Normally, this emotional baggage is not attached to the word imminent.
Yeah, and I mean, with all this chaos ensuing, Bling's kind of famous actually. From a B chart post from a user called Memento. They said, the insider Bling, not the music. The insider said that LG7 was brought forward and will be released in September due to the success of Die With A Smile and because of Joker's contract already requires a lot from her in October. So his name's getting around, so at least he's getting famous.
So I want to speak to the people of Brazil and anyone on beat chart. It's actually everyone everywhere. I'm not an insider. I don't claim to be an insider. I just was nice to someone who claimed to have information, and they're giving me information that has since been corroborated, particularly this last week. So yeah, but it was just humorous, because this is just like a casual thing, and the fact that it ended up on B charts I think is funny. And what's funny is I think it was Pippi who had sent that screenshot, and right below it the person said, are they reliable? But that's valid, I think.
Yeah.
Cue the
Always have a
pitchforks.
healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, this comes the same day as Gaga's Instagram post that she made outside in her yard, which was quickly memed with the Windows background behind it, which I think is hilarious. But she posted herself, and there was like a dead rose emoji in the caption. Yes, someone just posted it in the chat. Thank you, Saracens. And she's also wearing her interesting Amish-looking flower dress. And
the Windows XP background.
Yes, with the Windows. I think that's so funny. I think it's the funniest freaking thing. This is the funniest freaking thing. I hope that just becomes a general meme. Just becomes a meme. But yeah, no, she also has this, if you look at the image, she also has this big clunky necklace on, which we've not seen her wear before. And so people were immediately trying to zoom in and see exactly what it was. And I think it was La Maison Gaga found that it was like an Egyptian lotus themed necklace. And when he said that, there was a user on Gaga Daily named Just Justin. And apparently Just Justin knows about Egyptian mythology and like the meaning behind lotuses in Egyptian mythology. So Justin essentially said that if you consider, how a water lily or a lotus flower, either term works, it opens in the morning to receive sunlight, and then it closes in the evening. And so because it does that to kind of like maximize, the efficiency of gaining the energy from the sun, the ancient Egyptians came to see it as a symbol of the sun, sort of like a larger symbol of the sun. And in the mythology that they had, it became the source of the god Ra when he created the universe. He was born from like this cosmic lotus flower and created the light in the world and all that stuff. So it became like a symbol of the sun. And also the water lily in general became connected to a god named Nefertem, which is he who does not close. And if you think of how the flower opens and closes, it's the god that doesn't close, right? So it's always morning, always day, it's always light. And this was a god that was prominent in Memphis, which was the capital of ancient Egypt. And I should say that because Egypt was not like, say, the United States, where everyone kind of believes the same version of the religion, or you'll find Catholics everywhere, or you'll find Protestants everywhere. Each town, essentially, in ancient Egypt had its own kind of version of the religion. And so certain gods might be more prominent in one place than another. So it was very localized, which I guess makes sense if you realize that, it was 2,500 years ago in a desert and transportation was not as good. So this god was pretty prominent in what became the actual capital of that civilization. And this god, Nefertem, he kind of represented beauty. So he's often depicted as like a very youthful young man, or as a lion, or a guy with a lion's head, either or. Probably depended on the exact time period, because again, this was a civilization that lasted like 1,500 years. So it could have changed over time. And water lilies in general were pretty common because they were along the Nile. And so they were essentially farmed by the ancient Egyptians. They just grew a whole bunch of these things. And they were very common in like religious festivals and votive offerings. A lot of them were buried with certain Egyptian pharaohs, right, to kind of see them off to the afterlife, that sort of thing. And so, do we have any proof that this has anything to do with LG7? No. We're essentially scrounging the bottom of the barrel, looking for anything that might be related to something which has something to do with LG7. Is it religious related? Is it sun related? Is it Nefertem related? We have no idea, but we're here and we're trying and we're learning anyway. So.
But I think something you said, and or from that original post, was something like the rose was, or the symbol or the rose itself was used in like either magical
right. Well, I mean, that's what it meant.
acts.
Like the guy in Gaga Daily said it was used in magical acts, but all of the like religious acts then were considered magical in some respect. There wasn't this divorce between like magic and politics and religion like there is today in our society. It was all sort of merged.
Jarman just said alchemy, and so like alchemy's been this like ongoing theme that she's kind of been teasing, and maybe she just fucking like, or sorry YouTube, maybe she just likes the necklace, but I feel like at this point everything is intentional.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the most cryptic things I've felt since pre-art pop.
Yeah. So this was sort of the last LG7 tease we had of the week. So just to kind of, I don't know if anyone was like busy this week or if you were tuned out, but everything was happening. It was like all these insiders were coming forward, all these we're going to get into the leaks in a second, but like all these leaks were happening. It was like, oh, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. There's all this momentum. And this post that Cal just went over was the last potential LG7 post that we had of the week. And so this kind of starts our kind of limbo that we're in right now. Our return to limbo, I guess you could say. But yeah, so does anyone want to get into the next one? Maybe Billy, since you were with the leaks?
Yeah, I've been following those all summer long there, so I can go over this here. So basically on Tuesday, the 27th there, that day kicked off with Vogue's article, and then it was titled, Lady Gaga signals something big is coming. So I don't know if that was paid promo or not, but that started off Tuesday here. And then, as you guys know, over the past few months, there have been various snippets or leaks that a lot of us have been dubbing as AI, including myself. I've been just like, yeah, just fans recreating stuff as we're waiting and thirsty. But on Tuesday morning, I got an email from UMG for my SoundCloud account stating that they took down my abracadabra stuff. So, and it said, Yeah, contains Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. There we go. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I posted it in here and then looked around online and realized a lot of other people from YouTube, SoundCloud, and other audio places were getting takedown requests too. So those songs being Abracadabra, Notorious being Girlfriend, and Mustang were listed kind of that morning. This doesn't mean that the songs are called that. It's most likely just going by the names that the fans made. But it was interesting. And then some other takedowns were included were the Dance in the Shadow leak from early July and a very ABBA-inspired track called Neon Lights, which also leaked in July. That was the strangest one because I literally thought that was AI from the get-go, but apparently that got taken down too. So, I don't know, really, I guess most of these leaks we've been hearing are actually legit, apparently. So, I mean, if they're taking them down, they obviously own the copyright to that.
So I just want to take a second because we didn't really address the leaks. So does everybody maybe want to give their opinion on like which ones they like, which ones they didn't?
I am a Mustang. I love Mustang so much. I'm sure I might like the other ones if they're real once we actually get better quality. But Mustang ended my life. And I'm here reporting live from hell where I'm blasting Mustang on repeat. And it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like Babylon meets Heavy Metal Lover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me very art pop vibes almost too. But honestly, the Dance in the Shadow snippet from July is my absolute favorite. That sounds like it's going to be a total bop. The one where it says, like, it hurts the crowd, la 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 la, or whatever.
La 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 la.
Yeah, Merry Christmas,
You can
Gaga.
sing it, Billy. Give us, hum a few bars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's get ourselves a DMCA takedown request.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Gaga's team will strike us down.
So, I agree with Cal. Mustang is like... It felt most like I'm kind of like, I'm not discussing the Paris snippets that she shared. I was more referencing like the kind of underground leaks that have come forward. But yeah, out of everything, Mustang to me was the best. I didn't really believe like the extended girlfriend and all of that. So who knows? I really want the serpent's winding leak to be real, but I'm not. No one likes that one. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Heard it.
It sounds.
I don't think I heard it.
It's just like I don't know. She sounds more vulnerable, but it's this kind of like gothy, like soft ballad type thing. I don't know how to explain it, but
I don't know. The serpent's winding.
It sounds like it's from Enigma to me.
And then another thing too, I mean, we can just say like the high quality girlfriend leak got around, so I think everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, most people should have by now.
Yeah. So what do we think about the high quality version?
It actually sounds like Gaga at least.
It's interesting, Gaga, though. It's very the fame, between the fame and the fame monster, almost.
Yeah. For me, so like my thing with Girlfriend is like I hated the low quality snippet. I thought it was fake. I thought it was like kids bop, not in the vibe of anything that we've been teased. And then when I heard the high quality leak, I was completely shook. The production reminds me of like Timbaland, like 2008, Nelly Furtado, like Britney Circus era.
Promiscuous girl.
Very, yes, yeah, that. Also, very similar to like Gaga's early work. Like someone mentioned, Second Time Around. So I'm like, I don't know if this was created to like be a fake leak to deter people or something. Because I only say that because it doesn't fit the sound that we've heard from stuff that she shared. Someone had mentioned, I mean, there's so many claims, but someone had mentioned it's that's still a demo, the high quality one that we have, and it's been reworked to be something else, like darker. I don't know, but the Neon Lights one, I know Stefan really likes the Neon Lights one, but to me, it's just like ABBA, like, I don't know. The
lyrics are
What do
giving
you guys...
Chat GPT, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to mention that Connor is here. I don't know if
hi,
you want
Connor.
to let him.
Oh,
let him into the podcast, or
why not?
You want to come on, Connor?
Why not?
Surprise! It's live or not television, but
I'm
in the car. Oh yeah, Connor, come in whenever you're ready. I forgot to mention we advertise this as House of Delusion Quad. But life happens, so you've got us three right now, and perhaps Connor will be here for reactions towards the end. Did we have anything else to say about the leaks?
Dance in the Shadow sounds like the best one, and no one's going to tell me otherwise.
Sure, Jan.
The thing with that is I just really hope that at the end of the Chromatica Ball film, there's the, like, when the lights are flashing, the, like, or whatever. Very technical right there. I hope that makes it into the song, because someone had mentioned, it's just a sound effect to go with the lights, but I need that, like, I don't know. I'm so hungry for this album. So are we ready to move forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to take the next one, or should I take it?
Well, you're the insider queen here, so you go ahead with that one.
So on August 28th, I don't know what day that was.
Wednesday.
3 days ago. So Blue Fire responds, the first mother, when someone asks them when the LG7 announcement will be, and edits the comment to be just an emoji. So we could interpret this as they were just trying to be cryptic and they don't know, but I just find it entertaining that they edited the comment. So then the first mother quote sends everyone into chaos. I say that all the time, even if it's not chaos, but and everyone's like, is it Eve? Is it Lilith? Is it the Fame Monster? Because it's the same, like, first letters of each word. Like, do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it RuPaul?
RuPaul.
I don't know. Call me mother. Sorry.
Whoa. Almost, like, spilled coffee all over myself on camera.
Hey, that would have been the high point of the video. You should have kept it in.
I know, right? So
sacrifice all of your personal equipment for clicks.
So we don't know what that means, right? It could mean nothing. The same day, so August 28th was a big day for us. So everything I'm about to say is August 28th. So the same day, Supervillain from ATRL, who, to my knowledge, is not an insider, but definitely has a contact, because any time I've seen them post, it's confirming or denying certain things happening as far as actual releases. He's not like a cryptic whatever. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me who he is. Someone said September 8th is Virgin Mary's birthday, so maybe that's something. Anyway, so Supervillain on ATRL posts, quote, all songs are submitted and registered. It's coming, in the thread titled LG7 is finished. ATRL Twitter posts this link to this thread at 9 a.m. Pacific on the dot. So earlier in the week, we had YouTube Music post at 10 a.m. on the dot. Now we have ATRL posting at 9 a.m. on the dot. Could it be a coincidence? Absolutely, but it's definitely suspicious. So for me, personally, it just felt good because I had started spilling a while back and no one was really, like, stepping up and saying anything. So it felt good for, like, so many other people saying, like, oh, this is happening, da da da. So it at least felt a lot of pressure come off of my back. What did you guys think about that?
Well, I want to.
Anything?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to go off about the first mother thing there again, really quick, because there were some conversations about the Bible. So Lilith and Eve, and then how Lilith was the first, I guess, wife of Adam from the Garden of Eden story there. But then God banished her or something. I forget the exact story because she wasn't listening or wasn't coming back to the Garden of Eden to be with Adam. So then he made Eve, who was kind of the good girl, I guess. Then Lilith was declared as the bad girl. So it kind of gives me like Eve is like Lady, the good girl, and then Lilith is like Gaga, the bad girl. I don't know. I was kind of just getting those vibes.
I love that.
Do we have a Christian in the chat?
Christian?
Are there any Christians that can corroborate what's happening
It's not
here?
a Christian.
I am so old. I saw that live, that episode. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so no Christians here, so no one can corroborate that. So I suppose we will move on. Oh my god. I love having the comments here, but I get so distracted.
Yeah.
So on the same day, so we have Supervillain coming forward, ATRL coming forward. On the same day, I was messaging with my source, and they said, quote, everything is ready. Promo is done. Music video is ready. Album is ready. Literally everything. And just waiting on Interscope to greenlight. So, basically, we've reached this point where we know all of this stuff is done, and we're kind of just waiting on Interscope to, get their stuff together. So yeah, it was just like all this, right? The momentum I had mentioned earlier. It's like all this stuff keeps happening, and we're like, oh my god! After all this time waiting, like people are finally saying it's coming, and all these leaks are happening, and I guess we didn't mention, but the leaks getting taken down typically only happens when songs have been submitted for distribution. So it's not necessarily confirming that things are happening, but it's a lot more likely because, to my knowledge, they have some kind of software that recognizes copyrighted material. Can anyone speak up to this?
I think it's manual takedowns, honestly, just by looking at the different ones. Because, I mean, I still have somewhere online, Gaga or Bobby, if you're listening, I'm not telling you, but it's still up.
Okay, cool. So we were all like hyped that this was going to happen, and then I think it was in the morning, two new Joker posters came out. And so we kind of know from stuff that I have provided that in Gaga's contract with Warner Brothers for Joker, it says that basically LG7 can't be promoted or released on the same days Joker promotion or release is taking place. So we knew that basically whenever we get a Joker post, we're not going to get any other kind of LG7 tease. And if you notice in the past, we haven't had two happen on the same day, right? So we got it's like a solo poster, so it just says like Gaga, and it's like her typical Joker or Harlequin look, and then Joaquin has his own that says Phoenix. In addition to that, on the same day, they appeared on a magazine cover, which I don't know if anyone can post the magazine cover, but it's interesting because Lady Mars was smoking the cigarette, and she's smoking a cigarette on the cover of this magazine. And so I have this, thank you Gaga for posting. I have this weird theory, and Stefan, I have this weird theory that, like, is it going to come out that LG7 and maybe like Die With A Smile is this alternate universe where if Harley wasn't in the mental institution, like, she would have had this career? Because if you notice, the film takes place in the 80s, and someone brought up her fashion was very retro, like 60s, 70s. and Die with a Smile has a very 60s, 70s vibe to it. And then we have the cigarette thing. Could be totally delusional. Everyone smokes, but the last thing that we had from Joker on that day was a new movie still, where it's in the courtroom and Joaquin is like addressing Gaga while she's sitting down. Do you guys have anything to say about the Joker stuff?
Just goo goo gaga.
Oh my god! I need to stop sipping while you guys are making jokes.
Just don't drink. Just, die
Just
of
don't
thirst.
drink. We almost have 100 people in here. That's wild.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does
Also, I'm waiting for everyone who's editing the Gaga Instagram photo into other photos. Please keep doing that. Please make it a thing. Keep that train going. Thank you.
Does anyone want to get into the next bullet point?
Oh, that's
yes,
for August 30th.
Chappell Roan stuff.
Yeah, Cal, why don't you do that?
The 28th.
The 28th stuff, not the 30th. So we will get the Chappell Roan stuff, but Gaga also joined Bruno for 2 back-to-back Die With a Smile performances in a show with no phones allowed, and it was rumored to be recorded for the VMAs. And for the people who did take video, because people always ignore the rules, there was like fire in the background and like interesting stuff going on. So we're now thinking that there might be not a live VMAs performance, but they'll just sort of stick it in the schedule where it fits.
Yeah, I know that's being thrown around a bit. My personal hope and belief is that it was just recorded for a live performance video to put on YouTube, because as we know, Gaga's videos do really well on YouTube all the time for her live performances. People appreciate her vocals. So it just seems weird to me that now that the VMAs are all live again in a post-COVID world, that they'd put this pre-recorded performance in the middle of it, just from 2 weeks prior. So I don't know what to think with this here, but...
Well, I mean, Bruno can't make it because he's going to be, in Indonesia or something? So
yeah,
he can't
Jakarta.
Be there live.
Yeah.
Someday in Jakarta,
I don't see the VMAs, unless it's for like a pre-show thing or something, I just don't see the VMAs like using a 2-week-old performance. So I definitely think, like Billy said, it's going to be some just like promotional thing. Also, we have to keep in mind that what's that?
Oh, I just said either works.
Yeah. We also have to keep in mind that the Die With a Smile pop-up shops last until tomorrow, so is something going to happen there? We don't really know. Does somebody want to get into the Chappell Roan business?
Yeah, I can go into that. So yesterday, August 30th, Gaga followed Chappell Roan on Instagram. And then that's actually interesting because on the 23rd, so just over a week ago there, DWAS, that kind of somewhat reliable, somewhat unreliable Twitter account there, said, they got an anonymous post that said, "It's what we've been waiting for. Whispers are swirling about a megastar who's been quietly prepping an album to coincide with her highly anticipated silver screen duet. But when she caught wind of a fiery-haired Midwestern sensation star being born, she knew she needed a little sparkle of stardust. Insiders hint that they've been clandestinely," I don't know how to say that word.
Clandestinely.
Thank you, Cal.
Clandestinely. Secretly, furtively.
They've been secretly crafting a duet that's been poised to set the internet ablaze once their paws get on it. Keep your ears to the ground for this one. So that was a week ago they said that, and then now Gaga followed Chappell. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
So I love, sorry guys, I got new headphones yesterday, so I'm like, they're on ear, not over ear, and it's like messing with my thing. I love DWAS posts a lot of the time because they're very like poetic in the way that they're hinting using what we know about Chappell and what we know about Gaga, like the fiery-haired Midwestern sensation star being born.
See, that thought comes
So
past.
I know so yeah, what do I think about it? There's there's been a lot of discourse as far as Chappell Roan lately. I I'm sure I would enjoy what they come up with. Personally, I have reservations about Gaga collaborating with more contemporary artists, but I was pleasantly surprised with her collaboration with Bruno. Um, to me, Chappell, I think she's a lot of potential. I think she's very talented. Her recent antics with discussing uh, her celebrity and stuff has not put a bad taste in my mouth, but um, it's just kind of like, what did you think fame was like? But I don't know. I'm just kind of ready for LG7 stuff. So if this were to delay the album, which I don't think it is, but I'm wondering if maybe Gaga had a song that she wanted someone on, and maybe it's going to be a one-off thing with Chappell. We don't really know. What about you, Cal?
I mean, I don't really follow Chappell Roan. Um, but I mean, I guess I've heard just because I'm part of this server that she doesn't like Fame, and honestly, I wouldn't like Fame, so relatable. And if she's on a song with Gaga, good for her. And if she's not on a song with Gaga, bad for her. And we'll see what happens. And I'm at a plateau. I'm like, sure, this is not any of my concern. This is not an interesting opinion in any real way, but it is how I feel. That's my opinion.
I was hoping for an awkward silence, but I just want to add, I guess, with Chappell, I actually watched one of her performances for the first time last night, so I'm kind of late on this, but wow, yeah, no, she is an incredible performer, and I totally understand her messages there about this kind of setting boundaries and stuff. I mean, I don't think anything is going to be done about it from just her alone. So other artists would have to come forward and set boundaries with their fans too and be like, hey, no, let's finally put a stop to this. So I don't know. Maybe she'll ignite something within the industry and maybe more artists will kind of put a stop to their fans or be like, hey, no, don't act like that. So who knows what will happen, but I don't know. I'll take a Chappell collab. She's interesting.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I mean, this isn't like pre-Britney or pre-Gaga. It's like we've all seen how fame affects people's lives. And so for me, I was just kind of like, I'm just sort of, I honestly watched it and I was confused. I was like, what did she think it was going to be like? Like, no, you can't just go to the grocery store like casual person anymore. No, you can't just walk down the street. Like, you need security, you need a bodyguard. Like, I think Gaga even uses a disguise now. Like, this is what it is. And I think maybe coming forward it is nice, like letting people know her opinion, but nothing's going to change from that statement. But like I said, she's young and she's still figuring it out, and she spent 10 years trying to get here, and now she's here, and it's kind of like be careful what you wish for type thing. But I think she's very talented, and I'm really interested to see where she goes. Um, Next, so yesterday does anyone want to do the next one? All right, I can do it. It's fine.
I'll
So
say
August. Okay, so August 30th. So yesterday, Gaga was nominated for a new category at the VMAs. The category being Most Iconic Performance, which it's a new category, and if you remember in 2020, there was a new category called the Tricon Award, which Gaga received. And in my mind, it's just kind of very, or excuse me, Last Pop Icon says very sus. Um, Oh, someone's criticizing my Chappell Roan take. That's fine. Opinions are like assholes. We all have them. So so it's
You
kind of
too.
giving like forced promo, you know what I mean? So she's nominated for her 2009 paparazzi performance, which is interesting that she was nominated for that one because it's peak Gaga, so it would be appropriate for her to receive the award for that, kind of feeding into her next era. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, feels like they're just making up an award to bring her back again. Honestly.
I mean, I don't know if it's specifically for Gaga, just because the VMAs are not what they used to be, and they're just reusing old VMA moments to kind of generate hype for themselves. Like Madonna performance of Vogue might be on there. Madonna and Britney kissing is on there. Like a lot of iconic moments that were just at the VMAs already, and I don't think they're trying to get Madonna to come back. So I mean, I just think they're like at the bottom of the barrel, like I said for something else before, just like, please, for the love of God, watch our show and maybe something will happen and one of the people that we mentioned in this iconic award trademark will actually show up and we'll actually get some ratings and we'll be afloat for another year, please.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but someone posted like a graph of the VMA viewership over the years, and it's just tanked. Like, I'm the oldest one here, and I remember the VMAs were like an event. Like, if you weren't there and you were in music, like, who are you, right? I mean, it was this huge thing, but this was pre-internet, and as soon as the internet, or not pre-internet, I'm sorry, pre kind of like the explosion of the internet. So it's completely changed. Music videos are not in demand as they were, unfortunately. I think it's a dying art, which like breaks my heart. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do think she's gonna take this opportunity to attend. So, um, do we have anything else we want to get into? Oh, there's one more bullet point. Do you guys want me to take that since I added it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So this morning, Pippi texted me and said that Creature Films website has updated the upcoming section with the Lady and the Legend poster with a December 12th date on Paramount Plus. Now, I want to make sure everyone understands that I believe last year it was supposed to premiere sometime in December, so this could completely be just an old poster. But I'm bringing it up because it was newly added, so it's obviously meaning upcoming. Um, Monster 98 says that film has been out 3 times. So yeah. I'm really eager to see this film. Not only because of the relationship with her and Tony, but there's like a captivated performance allegedly, and some like um, footage of her like during the art pop era and directly after it, which we know kind of mysterious up until American Horror Story. And so I'm just interested to see, like behind the lore that is Gaga. It's going to be sort of like a 5'2" situation where we get to see behind the aura, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that?
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. We've been teased about this thing from different sources over the past year and a bit here now, and it's kind of came and went like that one interview from June. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, Jenny mentioned that we didn't talk about the new Joker teaser from yesterday. I actually didn't watch it though, so I don't know. Did you guys watch that?
I did. Cal, did you watch it?
I might have. I mean, I probably did, but I just went one eye and out the other. Does that? I think I mixed my metaphors, but yeah. It's the one where Gaga's like, "You're the Joker. I can believe anything for you. I would do anything for you." Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks like a movie teaser to me.
Yeah, I've
Someone
nothing
brought
more
up
to
a
say
good
to that.
someone brought up a good point. So it's a 30-second clip, and it features mostly Joaquin, which I guess it should, since it's sort of come out that God is more of a supporting character. But someone brought up a good point in that it's sort of that clip is sort of a it seems to be feeding a particular type of viewer, right? Because Gaga is this woman saying, "I'll do anything for you," and da da da. So it's very kind of appeasing. I don't want to offend anybody. It's sort of like appeasing like your typical DC fan base, if that makes sense.
I get what you mean. Yeah, like they have a viewership in a certain type of fan base that they are not trying to upset.
Some of the comments I can't even repeat, but yeah. Um, so does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before our surprise?
I would say get to the surprise, so then if people still have questions after their minds are blown, then they can ask them.
Yeah.
Hi Gaga, hi Bobby.
So if everyone was here last week, you witnessed me saying that I decided not to spill any more tea. And I don't want to get into that, but I have since changed my mind because this week a lot of people came to my defense, and I was just completely overwhelmed by the kindness. But just so many people were coming forward and supporting me and defending me, and it's just very humbling. And I thought, okay, well, the reason I did this was for other people and for other fans, and I don't want to sort of like withhold information or whatever, because I know that we're in a really vulnerable time and we've all been waiting very patiently for this. And at the end of the day, I know this sounds very kumbaya and whatever, but at the end of the day, like we're all here supporting the same woman, and in a way, we're all family. And family fights and disagrees and everything, but I think we're all going to be very, very happy when this finally happens. And so I just wanted to give something back to people who had come forward. And I mean, two of the moderators from Gaga Daily came and supported me. And I tried to quote and recognize everyone that came forward. So thank you guys so much for supporting me and the podcast and the server and everything.
We love you.
So thank you. So we know that this week felt really off, right? Because there was all this momentum happening, and we're like, it was like we got Joker stuff, and then it ended, and we've had 2 to 3 days now without anything from Gaga. So we're like, what's happening, right? So allegedly, a lot of stuff is going on behind the scenes. Particularly, what Gaga wants is clashing with what Interscope wants. It is happening, right? It is happening in September. They're just working out things. So allegedly, Interscope wants to do a Billy-style drop, meaning no lead single, just drop everything at once. And Gaga is looking for more longevity in the era, multiple singles, stuff like that. I can confirm the lead did change due to Interscope's request for a more commercial sound. So we're unsure. Yeah, we're unsure if they switched it back after Die with a Smile success, but a music video is ready. So I'm assuming there's more than one music video ready. Distributors already have the album and were asked to tease and leak snippets from the album to generate hype. So that has not happened. Yeah, so that has not happened yet. That's not the leaks that we have. That's going to be something new. They this isn't in the approved list, but basically I can just say like with what they're assuming it's like the next few weeks, as early as far as like an announcement, hopefully this upcoming week, but that is not confirmed. That is all like what everyone's hoping for, right? But it really just depends on when Interscope and everything gets their stuff together. So the source is guessing, because the album is out there and so many people have access to it, there may be some leaks, which I would not wish. I know everyone jokes like, I just want to leak it right now, but I mean, we've seen how that affects her after creating her art for so long. So I definitely hope that doesn't happen. But so now we at least have more of an idea of what's happening. There was an announcement supposed to be this week. That's why all of this stuff was leading up. So we saw that Camila, who was on Interscope, announced a release for next Friday, and so it would make sense that they're trying to keep from competing with each other, other Interscope artists, that is. And also, The Weeknd is highly rumored to release his album next Friday, and he's also, doing a live stream concert in Brazil next Saturday. So
he teased a new song too today.
Oh,
yeah, with the NFL Brazil thing going on there.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
It actually sounds kind of like Abracadabra in a way. It's not Abracadabra, obviously, but it gives me those vibes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's all these rumors that they're collaborating. So I'm like, I know this is like super delusional, but I'm like, is she gonna make a surprise appearance in Brazil and like perform a song with him? I don't know. But we at least know now kind of like why this week felt like something was going to happen, and then it was like the rug was pulled out from under us. But yeah, there was supposed to be an announcement this week, and we didn't include this in the notes, but one of our members, Pedro, actually noticed that someone had uploaded this clip of Gaga's website with this like countdown thing, and it must have been some type of glitch. Did you guys see that?
I saw the Reddit post, and I looked on her website, and I looked through the I looked at all the different code stuff, and I couldn't see anything new, and I was searching for hidden content on there too, and stuff that was hidden. Nothing in there seemed like it was part of that, but if it was real, it could have been an accidental test just at the right time. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, it looked legit to me. Like, I'm pretty good at visually seeing things that are out of place. But and also our member Pedro and Last Pop Icon messaged this person who uploaded that, and they seem reliable only in the fact that their account has like personal pictures, like all their past posts are like genuine posts. They're not this sort of like attention seeking random account that's coming out of nowhere. So I guess we'll see what happens, but perhaps they were testing, a countdown thing for the website. But yeah, so September is as of now, because previously October 25th was confirmed, and then things have changed. So as of now, September is the month for the album. I think it's humorous though, because so many people are like, the vinyls, what about the pre-orders? And it's like, I mean, does no one remember like surprise album drops, like albums coming out of nowhere. Like it happens. It's not super common, but it does happen. And so I love how my cat is just doing stuff in the background there. But anyway, what do you guys think about this new information?
It makes me question Interscope again and their plans, and it's like, are they fumbling this again? Like, what are they doing? We know that these last minute changes are, well, we've seen it time and time again with the second single rollouts for 3 albums in a row there and stuff. It just, like, I don't know. It's annoying, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's definitely annoying. I do hope that everything is figured out before they start the release, and because we've kind of been waiting for an era without any setbacks. Here comes my cat. So our user we just said that James Bay and Pale Waves previously had album releases on September 20th, and they I guess pushed their albums back, and so I don't know. We'll see. We do know that Katie is releasing this month as well, but as we know, this is not a threat.
It's not.
But I was comforted by the fact not only to learn like what's going on because it oh my god, because it definitely seemed like something was happening, right? But we have to remember, like, we're lucky to get this earlier than was originally planned, and so it's good to at least see that Gaga's fighting for what she wants, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Professional Clown says, do we think the TikTok was a way for Gaga and Interscope to see how the fans would react to a surprise drop? I think so, because I think Pedro is the one that keeps posting it, but it's got, what, like 10 million views?
Yeah, it has a lot of views there.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we all need to understand that since Die With a Smile was so secret and such a surprise and all happened in one day, it's definitely possible.
Do you think that maybe they've been pushing out all of these leaks that are now basically confirmed through the takedown requests? Maybe they were trying to find what the lead single should have been based on our reactions, maybe? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, but...
What I'm wondering is, it's come out, it's allegedly it's very experimental and less commercial. So I'm wondering if Interscope sees less of a choice for a commercial single, and they're just like, let's just give it to them because we can't really pick anything.
But it's also Lady Gaga at the end of the day. Like, we know she goes or has went beyond the boundaries of what should be common in pop music and stuff. And she has her experimental tracks and she has her basically avant-garde stuff. So I don't know why they doubt her at all.
Because they care more about money than they do about her?
Unfortunately. Like, Die With a Smile being so successful right now should be all the reason they need to let her do whatever she wants.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's it seems too good to be true, and it definitely does, but if you think about, not like, ignore everything I've said. Just look at all the people that came out this week saying that the announcement was imminent. That's not just made up. Like, sure, maybe one person coming forward and just looking for attention, but the fact that ATRL came forward, Supervillain came forward, Avalon Hooker came forward, Vogue magazine. In my opinion, the Vogue magazine and the YouTube music thing were highly sus and possibly paid promotion. Something was definitely supposed to happen this week, in my opinion, and I don't know. I honestly just like want an announcement because there's so many people who are like, it's not coming in 2024, it's not coming soon, and the petty part of me just wants to see like their reaction when it finally happens. So, yes, Covalent, I'm calling you out. So guys, we're kind of reaching the end of the podcast here, but we're definitely open for questions on any of the topics that we have discussed.
Steph said, did we mention the impact.papa 911 tweet? Can you guys remind me what that was again? I kind of vaguely remember it from the other day or yesterday.
They basically were replying to someone asking when the announcement or the lead is, and they said there is no date yet.
Okay. And I mean, like what we know right now from the corroborated sources is that things are just messy a little bit, and they're kind of just trying to figure out the date a little bit.
Right. I mean, I feel like there's a couple different things for this, right? Like they could not know anything. They could know something and be trying to, throw people off the track or whatever. They could be referring to the fact that there is no date as of when they tweeted that, and they're still figuring it out. I don't know, but I honestly genuinely question people who don't think it's coming soon and don't think it's coming this year, because there's so much happening. It's like, what else needs to happen for people to believe this? Like, it's almost comical at this point.
We need the release. We need news from Gaga herself.
Yeah.
I need the music in my eardrums, essentially, before I really believe.
Yeah, like especially with all this stuff.
Traumatized.
I understand where the 2025 truthers are coming from. I mean, they're probably a little bit more anxious than most of us, but hey, I've been there a few times throughout the year.
So Connor is asking, would you prefer a surprise drop or a more conventional lead and then album release a few weeks later? Do you guys want to answer that and then I'll answer?
Cal, you can go ahead first.
Okay. I would not mind either way. I actually kind of lead towards just drop everything at once because I'm an egotistical bitch. And I just want everything now because I have no self-control. But if I were to speak with a more mature brain, I would be like, oh, we should do what Gaga wants, and she's the artist, and we should do whatever she thinks is best. But, toddler brain is just like, give me now. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I have adjusted my timelines in my head a lot over the past few months, and traditionally I wanted the kind of 5 to 6 weeks between the lead and the album. But now, honestly, I still do want to lead. Lead Gaga singles are always such a fun moment. And even if it's a lead, say on Friday the 13th or something like that, and then drop the album a week or two later, or maybe around Joker or something, like, it doesn't have to be the full 6 weeks. But I would love to see a lead, just because, well, those have always been fun moments.
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, there's so much tension that has built over time, and all the false starts, all the meltdowns, everything. I am just ready for it. So I definitely understand wanting a lead. But personally, like, I have wanted a surprise album drop from her for a very long time. It's interesting that Interscope is more into that, and she wants to draw the era out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready since February. So yeah, and BRB said she can milk the era even with a surprise release. So I totally agree. She could do something now, and then maybe like early November or something, do some type of like second thing, and then maybe revisit it in January after the holidays. I don't know.
And I've been ready for LG7 since May 30th, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been teasing this thing for a long time.
Yeah, and I think what it is, obviously there's a ton of pressure on her. So I think it's like once you open the floodgates and start the era, there's no going back. And so I get the impression that she just wants it to go through successfully. I mean, if you look at nearly every single era since Born This Way, like it has either had a second single change, a music video change, leaks, you name it. So I think she's just ready to do all of this. I think it's very ballsy for her to stick to her artistry, and as frustrating as it is for a fan, to delay the album to make it more cohesive, um, amongst having a huge worldwide phenomenon of a film that's about to come out. So yeah, I think she's going to make it worth it.
Yep, absolutely agreed. So, Bling, Kyle, you guys have anything else to say here on this episode? Or any other questions here from our viewers? Drop one more sip of tea.
No. Next.
One more sip of tea. I don't want. I was about to say I don't want to get fired. I don't want to get in trouble.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to understand this question from Ron Lupp. The source said Warner and Interscope are planning promo for Joker and LG7 simultaneously, but the release was planned for October 25th after Joker. That's correct. And now they're unsure about the release date yet. Then what about the Warner promo that was planned? The point is that there was all this Joker stuff set up, right? And so in the contract, allegedly, it says LG7 stuff cannot be released or promoted when Joker stuff is being released or promoted. And so I think what they're trying to do is find holes in the Joker promo cycle so that this can happen. I don't work for the label. I'm just the messenger. So, yeah, but I think everybody will be pleased. Someone said guess the date. I think Billy was right. I think September. I think something for Friday the 13th. Like, just think about the themes that she's teased. Something for Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah, and like the VMAs could potentially be the last hurrah for Die With A Smile, and then she could say tease the single that night or something, or the album that night or whatever, coming out Thursday night the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're planning or what they're thinking, but there's movement, and I don't know how much it's moving, but it's moving, I guess.
Yeah. We received that information that said the next 2 weeks will be interesting. And then the first week of those 2 weeks was the leaks, all those people coming forward, all the takedowns, and, more Joker stuff. So, and the TikTok from her that like sent everyone into chaos. So, I'm definitely interested to see what happens over the next couple of days. Maybe right after the podcast, we'll get another TikTok. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to see it. I've said that a lot, but it's true.
Drop the album after the podcast.
Yeah, just do it.
I just want to confirm that. I just want to confirm that the information I received said that album's coming in September. I did previously receive information the album is coming in October, and we're seeing things pushed forward. So everyone needs to realize and get through their head that we stand a woman that is known for the last 15 years of changing things. So I don't receive any personal lashings, but I'm kind of doing everyone a favor by giving you this up-to-date information. So this is what we have. Okay, so I think we're ready to to close it out. We're right at the 1.5 hour mark. So to all of our viewers on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna try and do some more live podcasts. We will be getting back to the standard format, the Spotify, Apple Music, because we've had some requests from members to get that back going. So we will get back to that. Does anyone else have anything to add before we close out?
Well, I want to say, reminder that you can follow us on Twitter by searching at House of Delulu, and you can find our YouTube where this video will be posted later today. And that's, well, if you're watching on YouTube, it's House of Delusion there. And we have all of our podcast episodes there too. So if you don't have Spotify or anything like that, go check out the other podcast episodes. A lot of other interesting news there.
Yes, and interesting things. I would just like to say, stream Die with a Smile. And if you're watching this in the future, stream whatever the latest Lady Gaga release is.
Agreed.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. The viewers and the members and everything make up the server and the podcast. So we wouldn't be where we are without you guys. So
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here and for supporting this. We really appreciate you.
yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys.
All right. Have a good day, you guys.